Brajesh Kalapa of the Congress Party is in our Delhi studios, and R.K. Mishra, who's from the Navbharat Democratic Party, is from Bangalore. Lalita Kumaramangalam, national spokesperson of the BJP. Ms. Kumaramangalam, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very faintly, but yes.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?
You can hear me, Ms. Kumaramangalam?
Yes.
Thank
now
you.
I can.
Yeah. So, Ms. Kumaramangalam, how does a union minister's son get permission to subvert the law?
I'd like to ask you, Arnab, how has he subverted the law?
You want to know from me?
First, and secondly, it's the courts that granted him bail.
No, you want to know from me why he subverted the law?
Obviously, not why, how.
How? Okay.
How do you claim that he subverted the law?
So
he's applied for bail, the courts have seen fit to give him bail. That's all.
So my counter question to you is, Ms. Kumaramangalam, and I'd really like to know from you, is it true that he was sent 2 notices by the police and he refused to appear before them?
Mr. Goswami, the BJP is not in power in Karnataka.
No, 1 second. You said how has he subverted the law? So I'm explaining this to you. No, you asked a very aggressive counter question, Ms. Kumaramangalam. No, Ms. Kumaramangalam, you asked a very aggressive counter question. Ms. Kumaramangalam, you asked me, so let me tell you. When I tell you something, then you don't want to answer. You asked me how has he subverted the law. So I'll tell you.
No. I'm not saying I don't want to answer, Mr. Goswami. I'm just saying that if the police have issued any summons to him... No,
not summons. They declared him an absconder, don't you know?
Notice of the court.
No, 1 second.
Insofar as Ms. Kumaramangalam,
Ms. Kumaramangalam, that's a very...
We are neither in power in Karnataka,
you may have...
nor are we in charge of the court there.
Ms. Kumaramangalam, I will ask the Congress Party, don't hide behind what the state government has done. I will ask them, but first let me ask you this. You said, tell me, Arnab, how has he subverted the law? So I'm telling you, for your information, he failed to appear before the police. He was sent 2 notices on August 29th and on September 1st. You can check your facts. Then he continued to evade the police. And then on September 8th, you can ask the Bangalore Police Commissioner. He said he's been declared an absconder. Then he continued to remain underground despite the fact that he had been granted anticipatory bail by a local court in Bangalore. That's how he subverted the law. Pretty simple. This is exactly the Lal Batti culture. No, this is exactly the Lal Batti culture which you said, हम सरकार बनाएंगे तो लाल बत्ती culture खत्म हो जाएगी. ये किस तरह की लाल बत्ती culture है? I think Mr. Brajesh Kalapa wants to come in. Why didn't your state government do anything? Some kind of a understanding between Congress and BJP, perhaps, Mr. Kalapa?
No, Arnab, I refute that totally. You see, the point is...
No, maybe powerful people and their children are all allowed a different run with the law, you know.
No.
VVIP children, triple VIP children.
No. We don't look at this as a Congress BJP thing. There is a young lady who is trying to agitate and, try to see to it that her dignity is restored and her dignity is protected. So this is the basic thing. And the state government will do everything in its power.
What do everything? You do nothing, you make false promises. Can you deny that not only has your state government failed completely to nab an accused with absconding for the last 8 days, it has displayed an exemplary amount of courtesy while dealing with an accused who is absconding despite being charged with rape and cheating. No, 1 second. He's charged with rape and cheating. Let me point out to you, Mr. Kalapa, the second notice sent to Union Railway Minister Gowda inquiring about the whereabouts of his son. The sign-off from the police says, sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry for the inconvenience. What, your son, who is accused in this case of rape and cheating, is an absconder? Sorry, Mr. Minister, for the inconvenience.
No, you see, there has to be a certain courtesy in all this.
Oh, really? I want an ordinary citizen to get that kind of courtesy, sir. They don't get that courtesy. You ask people here. I think I'm going to open up the phone lines tonight on this. I'm going to open up the phone lines on this tonight, Mr. Kalapa. I am going to do that. You have no right. Do you have the right?
Before that, can I request you to please allow me 1 minute?
Yeah, sure, Miss.
Open up your phone line.
Yeah, but don't say how is he subverted the system and things like that. Don't be so sure of yourself.
No, I'm not going to ask you that question. I'm going to just place certain facts in front of you. If you permit me, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll keep quiet.
No, please do. Don't get upset. You're going to face tough questions on the program. I don't like underhand deliveries. You get the underhand deliveries on some other channel. I don't want to name them.
In front of you. That's all. Can I speak now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd just like to put some facts in front of you, Mr. Goswami. The fact is that a certain girl, a young lady, has made certain accusations against a particular young gentleman. The particular young gentleman claims that the accusations the lady has made are all false and wrong. It is now, the entire matter is now in court. Yes, the boy is an accused, but that doesn't mean that he is guilty. The Indian legal system provides enough leeway to everybody who is accused, regardless of what sort of crime they have committed, except in very, very rare cases.
I don't agree with her.
Your premise is wrong.
I don't agree with her.
No, I think R.K. Mishra wants to come. No, Miss Kumara Mangalam.
Just make a point.
No, Miss Kumara Mangalam, your premise is wrong. Sorry to interrupt. No.
She's totally wrong.
Am I questioning the merits of the case? Am I questioning the merits of the case?
A particular family?
No.
No, absolutely not. Yes, certainly.
No, absolutely not.
But there are lots of questions which seem to have been left unanswered.
No, Miss Kumara Mangalam. Miss Kumara Mangalam, just a minute.
I don't think it's fit for, especially
Miss Kumara Mangalam, we have callers in from Bangalore. We have to go to the others as well.
To make personal comments on either one of the lady or the gentleman in question.
Miss Kumara Mangalam.
I would say that the BJP will wait for whatever verdict the court delivers, and we are more than willing to accept it. Whatever way it goes.
I must
indicated today very clearly.
No, one minute, Mr. Kalapa, it's not a two-way debate. Shazia, welcome to the debate. R.K. Mishra comes in. I just want to tell Miss Kumara Mangalam, she got her entire argument completely wrong. Because we are not commenting on the merits of the case. What we are talking about is the manner of cooperation or lack of cooperation. And a union minister, he cannot escape questioning. The police sent him a notice. A union minister in the central government of the government of India is sent a notice to inquire about his son's whereabouts. He does not respond to it. The special handling team, the special team handling this case issues notices to all airports, railway stations, bus terminals across the state. And yet the union minister, the union central minister has done nothing to turn in his son or reveal his whereabouts. He refuses to answer questions that Times Now poses to him. He refuses to convince his son to surrender. He refuses to convince his son to appear for questioning. Now, this is not what we expect. This is VVIP culture, Ms. Kumara Mangalam. I'm not even commenting on the merits of the case. I'm commenting about the attitude.
Arnav.
Yes, Mr. Mishra.
Arnav, the fundamental issue here is... Okay, Arnav, the fundamental issue here is, I think we know what happened in the case of Mr. Mohanty in Orissa. I have been seeing the reports in Bangalore newspapers that the girl is being kind of coming under pressure. In fact, whether Mr. Gowda, his son, are guilty or not guilty, but the perception in the public is that if you are high and mighty, you may not get arrested or you may not be found, either willingly or unwillingly. Now that perception, if carries on, and I know Sadananda Gowda was the Chief Minister of Karnataka, he is one of the better politicians. I have no comments on his personal integrity and his behavior. But the perception which is going in the public is, if you are the son of a minister or of a powerful person, and many of these things are happening in every state, you can go scot-free. Now that, if that perception goes, I think, I don't know how he got anticipatory bail. I'm sure there must be a provision in the law because of his God. If he's entitled to it, well and good. But people should not feel that if somebody is high and mighty, he can get away. Police will not be able to touch him. That's a very bad precedent, especially for the government of Shri Narendra Modi, who said that in my government, अच्छे दिन आएंगे. अच्छे दिन का मतलब ये होता है कि common public के लिए भी अच्छे दिन आएंगे. केवल हाई और माइटी के लिए अच्छे दिन नहीं आएंगे.
And ethics of a union minister. Shazia is coming to the debate. Ethics of a union minister who continues to shield an accused charged of rape and cheating, despite the fact there is a manhunt nationally to nab him. Ethics of a union minister who works around the law of the land to shield the accused, who happens to be his son. Shazia.
Well, the most important thing that you mentioned called ethics, that's sadly missing in this whole picture. Look at all the cases. Look at Ruchika Girotra case. Look at Gopal Kanda case. Look at Jessica Sharma case. We just mentioned the Mohanty case. So wherever there are instances, even the Badayu case for that matter, where CBI just gave a clean chit, I don't understand the lackadaisical attitude and this absolutely discriminatory treatment being given to important people in power. Nobody's accusing Sadananda Gowda's son, but a guy who's been an absconder, who is not cooperating, how can anticipatory bail be given to such a person? And how can his father enjoy the important and a responsible office portfolio that he does, being in the Council of Ministers, when his own son is accused of something so serious? So that is indeed baffling. And yes, it is very, very disheartening.
Yes.
I just like to make a point here.
I know,
that is different.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But why was the person absconding? Why was the person absconding for 3 days?
Anticipatory bail is not in question.
3 full days.
Absconding. That's the question.
Well, the question
That
is of
came later.
attitude. I think Ms. Kumaramangalam, you will have
That
to
is
take
not
a few questions. Getting a first caller from Bangalore. Brajesh, we are going to get Ms. Kumaramangalam. We've got a few more minutes. Let's see if she replies. But we've got Moin calling in. I think a first caller from Bangalore. Moin, good evening. Who's your question to?
Hi, Arnab. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Moin from Bangalore.
Yeah.
My question is to Ms. Gopalan Kumaramangalam. She said that how Mr. Gowda has subverted the law. Why don't he come forward and confront the actress? If he is not subverting the law, he is evading the law. And other thing is that 3 notices has been served to Mr. Gowda. But where is Mr. Gowda? And since last week, since the story has been broken out, the character of the girl has been assassinated by the state media and the other people over there. Why don't Mr. Gowda come and clean and explain the people what was the relationship, or what is actually the truth?
Ms. Kumaramangalam, seriousness of the charges: 376 punishment for rape, potential imprisonment for 7 years can extend to life imprisonment. 420 cheating and dishonestly inducing delivery of property, potential punishment up to 7 years. Couple of notices given in, failure to respond, anticipatory bail granted, continue to remain underground. Minister refuses to answer questions. What is going on, Ms. Kumaramangalam? Or do you not care about your perception and image anymore?
Mr. Goswami, as I said, there have been accusations leveled, there have been replies made, counter allegations made. I'm not here to judge either the actions of either the particular girl in question.
But you agree he subverted the law. Because you began by asking me how did he subvert the law. You agree he subverted the law.
Again and again saying that
do you agree he subverted the law?
We will make sure that
do you agree he subverted the law? Do you agree no, ma'am, do you agree the central minister's son subverted the law? Do you agree the central minister's son subverted the law?
No, he has not subverted the law.
Then what has he done? What do you call it in English?
The particular case is still in court. There have been not.
Ma'am, a person declared an absconder gets anticipatory bail, does not appear before the police despite notices against him. Has he subverted the law? A common citizen.
But Arnab, I think one has to look at the attitude of the central government. There is a convicted rapist who is holding office currently as Minister of State, a gentleman by the name of Nihal Chand. And this is despite the fact that Mr. Narendra Modi makes a statement that, don't look at what your daughters are doing, but look at what your sons are doing. And after that comes this incident of Mr. Sadananda Gowda's son. Now there is another instance where Mr. Modi, I don't want to take up names, but there is a gentleman who was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. He is supposed to have been snooping upon a girl.
1 second now. My question to Ms. Kumaramangalam is simple. Ms. Kumaramangalam, my question is very simple. In this case, there is an allegation that a union minister shields the whereabouts of his son who is charged with serious offences. It is good time, Ms. Kumaramangalam, to note how this case is another case which brings to light the larger question of preferential treatment meted out to VVIPs and their families, as opposed to the struggles of the common man. And may I remind you, Ms. Kumaramangalam. May I remind you, Ms. Kumaramangalam. May I remind you, Ms. Kumaramangalam?
I don't think it's right for me to go on commenting on it one way or the other.
Ms. Kumaramangalam, may I remind you that before the elections happened, Ms. Kumaramangalam, may I remind you, ma'am, that when the case of Sanjay Dutt and Zebunisa Kazi came and there were different standards that were discussed in their granting of parole, you as a party stood there in front and said, why these double standards? You said that. Today I ask you, a union minister's son has been openly, flagrantly subverting the law.
After somebody has been found guilty, Mr. Goswami, this is just bail.
I have these two sets of pictures.
Parole and bail are two totally different issues.
How can you compare them? These two sets of pictures that I have on the screen, by the way, let me describe it.
I really can't hear anything.
He will be found guilty or not guilty only if he appears before the law. He is not appearing before the law. How will he be found guilty? So for Mrs. Kumar Mangalam, for Mr. Sadananda Gowda, it is easier that he appears fast and is proven non-guilty. Everybody will be happy. But why is he not appearing?
I have one question.
Of law. This is not right.
One question. Miss Kumar Mangalam. It's a question of the kind of example that you set, okay? On 3rd of September, he fails to appear despite being issued two summons.
Exactly.
On the 4th of September, there's a non-bailable warrant issued. Are you telling me that the Union Central Minister Sadananda Gowda did not know where his son was?
I don't know what is happening in the family. Like I said, it's a family matter. But the fact is,
this is not a family matter.
Mr. Gowda went back there.
I hope you know, Ms. Kumar Mangalam.
It's not a family matter, ma'am. Ma'am, it's not a family matter.
Ms. Kumar Mangalam, that Mr. Yediyurappa, who is the national vice president of the BJP, has said that this is an embarrassment. I hope you know that.
Shouting above everybody else.
I hope you know.
Somebody gives me the opportunity to talk.
I hope you know, Lalita ji, that Yediyurappa, who is the national vice president of the BJP, has said that this is an embarrassment, and today you're calling it a private matter. That's a totally absurd thing, madam.
Shazia has one question, then I'm taking a caller. Yes, Shazia, you were saying something.
Yes, very absurd. Yeah, just,
I think you're misquoting me.
You know, at this point of time, especially when you've seen the last government and total deficit of integrity, where the ministers... Lalita ji, I want to ask you a question with Arnab's permission, of course. Don't you think it's important for a minister to appear responsible in a case like this, especially when there is such a huge deficit of integrity, where the conduct of Council of Ministers goes, where last government was concerned, something that was used all the time ad nauseum by BJP. Don't you think ministers should lead by example? Even if you wait for judgment to come and investigation to be underway, don't you think Mr. Gowda should show some real grit and mettle, and should be asked by a very stern-sounding Modi
Mr. Gowda today has given a
to step down?
Where he said that whatever the court says, I will abide by it regardless if whether my son is found guilty or innocent. He said this more than once.
Well,
and as can be probably sort of given to you in testimony of Mr. Gowda
by the way,
people across the board.
By the way, it was Miss Kumar Mangalam, I don't know what you're saying. As far as I know, the non-bailable warrant and all the notices were fairly legitimate. So if the Chief Union Railway Minister thinks it's illegitimate, then I want to know, do union ministers have different police standards?
There's no point.
We have a caller.
An ordinary person.
Ma'am, I'm asking you tonight. I ask you, I appeal to your conscience tonight. And as I just want to show two sets of pictures. On the one side, we have a big businessman's son who's being blessed there by a policeman, kisses him on the forehead. This happened in UP. And in Karnataka, it's no different. Completely, it appears to be a different set of standards for a minister's son who tries to get away, and the union minister doesn't have the decency to come out and say that he allowed this to happen. These are serious questions. A last caller tonight is from Kochi, and it's Rajesh. Good evening, Rajesh. Yes. You're the last caller on this debate. What would you like to say?
Good evening, Arnab.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Arnab.
Good evening.
My question is to Ms. Kumar Mangalam. I would like to know that whether she shouldn't be defending the lady who is in distress here rather than a minister's son who is absconding. And doesn't she think that all the world knows that the son is absconding, so that the minister and his son, they can actually buy time to buy the lady rather than saying that the law will take its own course? I would like to know what Ms. Kumar Mangalam would like to say about this.
And destroy evidence.
No, I think the point is simple, Ms. Kumar Mangalam. I think
you're going to have to repeat what the gentleman
Ms. Kumar Mangalam, it's fairly a point actually. It's not a question. I'm just repeating what he said.
I'm very sorry. One of your camera guys is talking to one of our other spokesperson. I'm not able to hear
so Ms. Kumar Mangalam, I'll just, if you can hear me, I'll reiterate that point.
Can you repeat what
I'm reiterating that point. I'm repeating that point. Basically, our caller Rajesh from Kochi says that shouldn't you be on the side of the victim rather than be defending what the minister's son has done. So he made more of a statement than a question. I think it's food for thought. We can argue with the narrow technicalities of the law here and say he worked within the leeway the law provides. But I think, Ms. Kumaramangalam, the point is that more is expected of people, especially when people come to power. You come to power and you come on the promise of changing the system, then I think more will be expected and there'll be a lot of scrutiny on this one. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour Tonight.